Gabriel Rosado has told us he wants to look spectacular tonight and to knock Shane Mosley Jr. out. Let's see if he can do it as Shane Mosley Jr. moves up to 168. He's fought at this weight before, but he's typically more comfortable at 160.
Ladies and gentlemen, 10 rounds of action for our title attraction. Introducing to you first tonight, fighting out of the blue corner, standing with trainer and former world champion Clarence Bones Adams. Also assisted by the legendary cutman Jacob Stitch Duran, Mike Lenardi, and Larry Wade. Tonight wearing navy blue with maroon trim, he officially weighed in at 167 pounds. He steps into this contest with a solid record, 21 pounds, 17 victories, 10 wins coming to you by way of knockout, and only 4 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, hailing from Santa Monica, California, here is Shane Mosley Jr. And across the ring stands his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, standing with Hall of Fame trainer Freddie Roach, assisted by Marvin Zamonio and cutman Danny Davis. Tonight wearing black with white trim, he officially weighed in at 167.8 pounds. Tonight, this in-ring veteran enters his contest with a lengthy record, 42 bouts, 26 victories, 15 wins coming to you by way of knockout, 14 defeats with 1 draw. Introducing to you the fighting pride of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and representing Puerto Rico, the reigning, defending WBA Continental America's super middleweight champion, Gabriel Rosado.
Right here, let's go. Okay, Shane, Gabriel, I went over the instructions in the dressing room with both fighters. I want you to protect yourself at all times, and at all times, I want you to obey my command. Touch gloves, back to your corners.
Gabe Rosado coming off a Fight of the Year contender against Jaime Munguia. He said, I didn't want to box Jaime, I wanted to fight him. And that's why it was so entertaining. He promises a seek and destroy mission tonight against Shane Mosley Jr. Jojo, Gabe doesn't predict knockouts very often, but he has tonight.
I think he has the ability to knock out Shane Mosley. It just matters on his game plan and if he executes it right.
And Sergio, what's Shane Mosley Jr. have to do?
You know, I think this is going to be a technical fight. We know that Rosado, his reputation precedes him, but he's also a really good counterpuncher. He has excellent boxing ability. It's not all about aggression. So I think we're going to see a technical fight, to tell you the truth. Both these fighters are really tall for this weight class. And I think they're going to fight behind the jab.
And of course, Gabe Rosado, not only a contender for Fight of the Year last year, but Knockout of the Year for his shot against Bektemir Melikuziev. I'll never forget that one. Scheduled for 10 rounds. Mosley Jr. in the blue and red trunks. Gabe Rosado in the black.
Mosley slightly taller, and he has almost a 6-inch reach advantage. So I think we're going to see a lot of jabs and keeping the range and the distance from Mosley Jr.
This is our co-main event of the evening. Coming up next, Ryan Garcia is back against Emmanuel Tego.
I really like that combination sequence by Mosley Jr. He didn't load up. He's not loading up on punches right here, but they're hard enough to get the respect out of the Warrior and Rosado. And they're coming from every angle. Nice combination punching by Mosley Jr.
He's keeping him at bay, that's for sure.
Rosado didn't throw a ton of punches against Munguia, but he did throw a lot of power shots that would crush a normal man. But Munguia's chin has become legendary. And even Rosado told us yesterday, I don't know if I've ever seen a chin like that.
Rosado, you know, he's a sly veteran. You know, he doesn't come to win rounds convincingly anymore. He just endures. He looks for the right opening. And like we saw with Melikuziev, he has the power to knock you out too.
And even though he doesn't have a glossy record, he's 26-14-1. He's almost like the Diaz brothers and the UFC, Jojo. Forget their records, they're going to entertain you.
Oh, absolutely. He's very entertaining, and like I said, man, it's not. He has a lot of losses, but he's a very technical, slick fighter where he's always going to put on a good show.
He's Been in there with the best of the best. Probably the biggest fight he's been a part of. Triple G.
He's faced some of the best at middleweight, from Triple G, Lemieux, Peter Quillen, Daniel Jacobs, Munguia.
He's fight everybody, man. That's crazy.
He still thinks he's got a title run left in him, but he's got to get past a very slick Shane Mosley Jr., who admitted, and you don't hear this a lot in boxing, that, hey, I lost that fight against Jason Quigley when I watched it back.
I'm the one that asked him that question, and I surprisingly got that response that, no, I believe I let that fight go. I lost focus, and I'm not going to do it again. I learned from it. And you don't hear that often from fighters like that. See, this is the type of fight that I expected to see, and I think we're going to see more of this. Both these fighters have power, they have speed, and they have the ring IQ. I think it's going to be a back and forth.
Let's see if we can get a little more action here in the second round. This crowd getting restless, but they saw plenty of action in our first two fights. Let's send it over to Chris Mannix.
Yeah, Todd, Gabe Rosado is 36 years old with those 14 losses on his resume, coming off a pretty lopsided defeat to Jaime Munguia, which makes you wonder, why keep going? His answer to me was, why not? He says he still feels pretty good, he's still in entertaining fights, and still has a passion for the sport. He told me he went to Puerto Rico on vacation shortly after going those 12 rounds with Munguia. While he was there, he found a gym to get some training. And he kind of reminds me, Sergio, of Glenn Johnson, who was a guy that kept getting knocked down and beat, but kept getting up and finding his way back into big fights.
Glenn Johnson, excellent. That's an excellent comparison. Road warrior. I mean, Johnson had about 20 losses, but he was able to win a world championship. You know, he beat Jones Jr., an Olympian and a champion, of course, Antonio Tarver, Montel Griffin. I mean, these were Olympians and champions. And Rosado, I think, is cut from that cloth, a road warrior as well.
I feel like Rosado is trying to set up counter punches here, JoJo.
Yeah, I feel like Rosado is just reserving himself right now. He's trying to fill out what Shane Mosley's trying to do. If he's trying to box, if he's trying to, you know, dictate the action, filling out his power as well. I think in the later rounds, I would say like in 3 or 4 rounds, he's going to start picking up, landing some combinations. That's the only way that he has to fight in order to win the fight. I mean, he has to be, you know, active and throwing a lot of combinations.
More of an off-balance shot, it appeared. Not much damage done.
Both trying to counter each other with right hands right now. And this is how I saw the fight going. Really technical. Both these guys are looking for a clean shot. Gabe's the type of fighter that will stay in there until he sees his opening. You know, he'll fall behind on points just to get the big shots in the big rounds. Mosley's similar as well, so that's why some losses on their record are split decisions, majority of decisions, because they hang around. They're not really pushing the rounds or looking to win convincingly.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like with Gabe Rosado, he has to dictate the pace in order to, you know, land some clean flush shots on Shane Mosley. Especially because Shane Mosley, he's a lot, you know, faster, longer. He can fight at bay as well. So he's more defensive. So in order for him to feel overwhelmed, you have to dictate a lot of pace.
The last time there was this many boos with a Mosley in the ring, it was when Sergio was fighting.
That's good. You had that one up your sleeve.
I looked over at Chris Mannix, he gave me a wink.
That's good. See, look, Rosado's looking for those overhand rights, the ones that he caught Beck the Bully with. That's his style. He
a grizzled veteran. So let's see if, you know, we hyped up this fight as all action, and Rosado's going to come out, and he's not in boring fights, and this crowd getting restless.
You guys said it was going to be action. I said it was going to be technical, you know, because, you know, I've been in the ring with Mosley and Rosado sparring. I know what type of mentality they have. You know, they have high IQs, believe it or not, but they're smart fighters, and Rosado will resort to the toughness and the aggression and what he's known for only if you push him in that direction. And Mosley Jr., you know, he'd rather stay at bay and use his advantages.
Todd Grisham, Jojo Diaz Jr. and Sergio Mora here ringside. Jojo, I know you got a fight coming up. How's preparation going?
Everything's going well, man. Just prepping for this next fight, training hard, staying disciplined, and, you know, doing everything that I have to do to cover all my bases for the fight.
You'll get a ringside view of Ryan Garcia later tonight, a potential opponent for you.
Oh, absolutely, man. I'm gonna be chopping my lips. That's for sure.
Yeah, Jojo, you got to get back, like the Paul McCartney song, you get back to where you once belonged.
Exactly, exactly.
There's a left that scores for Rosado.
Punch out, punch out. Right. Man.
Sergio, how do those boos affect a fighter in a round?
Punches up, James.
Well, if you're accustomed to getting booed, it doesn't affect you. But for Rosado, who's always an entertaining fight, of course, he's going to want to push the action. You know, he hates hearing boos because he's so unfamiliar with the crowd being booing him.
He just got caught with a stiff jab.
And Mosley has power behind those punches. Like I said, I've been in the ring with both these guys. Mosley's power surprised me. But then again, so did Rosado's power, because Rosado's knockout ratio doesn't seem high, but he does have pop behind those fists.
Many fans would know Gabe Rosado as he portrayed Leo the Lion in the first Creed movie.
And fans might remember Shane Mosley Jr. from the Contender 5. You know, he made it to the finale. I mean, that's some of the best boxing I've seen Shane Mosley do on that show. He just grew up in front of my eyes, but then he fell apart in the finale.
Against Adams, right?
Against Adams. The bright lights were too bright for him. And that's the thing about Mosley, so talented. It's just he loses focus. And the thing that I liked about him and when we spoke to him is that he acknowledges that. He knows that he loses focus and he needs to work on that.
Another good jab from Mosley.
It was a good round by Mosley. You know, not staying in front of Rosado, not letting Rosado get aggression or break that range. See, Rosado wants to make it physical now. Mosley not letting. Run him into right hands.
Action picking up a little bit more there in the third round. Gabe Rosado trying to push the tempo a little bit more, forcing Mosley Jr. to engage.
I feel like that's all he has to do. I mean, he has to dictate the pace and apply a lot of pressure in order to, you know, break down Shane Mosley, let him fight in one spot instead of like moving around and stuff like that. So I think his game plan is going well right now. I think later on, Shane Mosley is going to, you know, fight in the pocket where Gabe Rosado is going to be able to land some good shots.
Nice left there on the inside.
Nice left. They both exchanged left hand, but I think Rosado's was a little bit cleaner and crisp. That's what Rosado does. He picks his shots. He doesn't mind falling behind on rounds if he's setting you up for the big shots.
We've got the Mexican wave going on here at the Alamodome. Sit down, Sergio.
I was about to do it right now.
That brings some energy into this building. The fighters probably think the crowd is just rooting them on here.
I know.
Like, wow, what am I doing? I love it.
Nice chopping right hand right there. Short right hand by Mosley Jr.
Oh, right hand.
Oh,
right
nice,
hand
nice.
from Rosado.
Very
But
nice
then
right
Mosley Jr. with the jab keeps him at bay.
That rocked Mosley Jr., but if Mosley Jr. is anything like his father, if he gets hit with something big, he wants to come back with something big. That was a big right hand by Rosado.
Oh, and a big uppercut from Mosley Jr. That stumbled Rosado. Can he take advantage of the moment?
Mosley Jr. coming back with a right uppercut. That rocked.
They caught him again. Rosado.
Rosado's hurt.
Mosley Jr. Let's see if he goes for the gusto here. My word.
Both fighters hurt, but I think Rosado knows how to be hurt a little bit more. Mosley Jr. better be careful. Rosado will be dangerous hurt.
Yeah, Rosado, man, he likes to bait you in as well. So, like, he likes to fake that he's hurt and catches you when you're coming in as well. So, Shane Mosley definitely has to watch out for that.
I'm not sure he was faking much there. Those were some big power punches. Especially the uppercut.
It looked like it was a body shot to me. It looked like it was a body shot that dazed him a little bit to the solar plexus where he couldn't breathe. I don't think it was a chin shot.
You don't think Mosley landed that right hook, right uppercut?
He landed it at the end, but it wasn't flush enough to hurt him, I don't think.
We'll see some replays here between the rounds.
I'm pretty sure I saw it right uppercut.
Almost at the halfway point here. Not many people would predict a Shane Mosley Jr. knockout, but it looked like he had Rosado in some trouble in an overhand right. Got him again.
Well, I could have swore that. That's why I was surprised when you said that Rosado was the favorite in this fight. I would think that Mosley Jr. would be the slight favorite, but they're evenly matched. But when it comes to experience and knowing how to fight in the championship rounds and knowing how to fight hurt, that's definitely Rosado's fight.
Let's check in with Chris Mannix, who's with Freddie Roach.
Freddie, what do you see from Gabe here?
I want to see more combinations, and I want to see him let his hands go. He's holding back a lot, and he's just taking too many shots.
Much slower pace than against Munguia. How do you like the pace in this one?
Pace is terrible. He needs to pick it up really bad. He really does.
Thanks, Freddie.
Like that honesty, do you agree that he needs to pick up the pace?
Oh, absolutely. He has to dictate the pace more. I feel like Shane Mosley, he's feeling more comfortable. He's feeling relaxed. He's feeling like he's just, sparring in there. He looks good right now, dude.
I love the way that Mosley Jr. is boxing.
Yeah, he literally looks calm. He's picking the shots, landing everything, and just doing what he has to do. I feel like Gabe Rosado is, a little too tight and not opening up as much as he should. He's not setting his pace.
I think Rosado's respecting the discipline and the power. I'm telling you, Mosley Jr. has some strong hands, and Freddie Roach keeping it honest, keeping it real, saying it's not enough. Rosado needs to get in there, take some chances.
Oh, absolutely.
Let's take a look at some CompuBox numbers, and it tilts in favor of Shane Mosley Jr. 42 landed power punches, Sergio.
No, I'm telling you, I love what I'm seeing from Mosley Jr. Usually, there's fights where he loses focus, but right here, he has a veteran in front of him, someone who's been in there with the best in Rosado, and I love the focus from Mosley Jr. in this fight.
Well, you yourself said that Rosado's not really interested in winning the rounds right now. He's trying to knock guys out.
There you go. He landed a left hook on Mosley Jr., almost went with a home run with another left hook. That's Rosado's game plan. He doesn't mind falling behind as long as he's setting you up for something big.
And this would certainly be the biggest win of Mosley Jr.'s career, when he can hang his hat on. A rare jab there from Rosado. And his right, 1-2 from Gabe. He is trying to force the pace a little more. That's right. Oh, a right hand scores from Mosley Jr.
Yeah, he's getting more aggressive, but he's running into shots now, trying to close that gap. Like, Mosley Jr. is really doing a good job popping him with that jab, still setting him up the right hands. Rosado looking for the counters, but falling behind.
The thing is, Rosado's headhunting right now, too. Instead of, dictating to the body, breaking him down.
Joshua Clottey. I mean, so many fighters. I mean, it's just rich in history, in boxing history.
Tego's own uncle is a former champion. As we're here in round number 6. Let's check in now with Chris Mannix, who's with Bones.
Bones, what do you think you've seen from Shane?
He's doing what I asked him to do. He's staying comfortable, having fun, enjoying himself. Not really putting too much pressure on him. Because, we just want to beat the hell out of him. We don't care about a knockout. He called for the knockout.
What do you want to see from him in the second half of the fight?
Well, I'd like to see him move to the right a little more because he's going to take his right hand away from us. That's what we're working on. He's a one-handed fighter, really. So he move to the right, stay away from it, and we'll be able to land our shots.
Thanks, Bones.
Love that advice from Bones Adams. Move to the right, staying away from that big overhand right that Rosado caught Beck the Bully with in their fight in the knockout of the year. Stick behind the jab, moving to the right, just like that.
Through 5 full rounds, let's look at Chris Mannix's unofficial scorecard.
Yeah, Todd, I've got it 4 rounds to 1 in favor of Shane Mosley Jr. You could easily make it 5 rounds to 1. It looks like he's been in control for this entire fight. He's throwing more combinations, dictating the pace. A pretty flawless performance so far from Shane Mosley Jr.
And I like what Bones said. He said, we don't care anything about knockout. We don't care anything about it. Rosado's the one who's calling for the KO. We just want to beat him up.
And that's when the knockout comes. You're not looking for it.
There's a right from Rosado.
And in reality, no one knocks out Gabe Rosado. You beat him up or the cuts open up or they stop the fight. No one cleanly knocks out Gabe Rosado. So if you can be comfortable, ooh, good body shot.
Good. That was nice, dude. That was a perfect body shot.
Haven't seen a ton of those. Downstairs again for Mosley.
Yeah, that definitely had Gabriel Rosado froze for a little bit.
Mosley Jr. is boxing beautifully here, and this is, he's just been so inconsistent in his career, but when he's good, when he's shining and flowing like he is right now, I mean, he really is a serious contender, and he's really fun to watch.
Yeah, he's fighting very smart. He's very smart. I feel like Gabriel Rosado, he's not thinking in there. He's not setting up his shots and, you know, landing shots on the inside accordingly, like how he should. I feel like he's just, you know, he feels a little overwhelmed, where he's just throwing shots just to throw shots. I don't feel like he's setting anything up on the inside like how he should right now.
See, Rosado's trying to break that distance. He's getting punched on the way in, but he wants to loop over the top now. He knows that he's falling behind in this fight, and like the veteran, the tough veteran he knows that he needs to get on the inside, even if it means taking punches.
Yeah, he's doing what needs to be done, even if it costs him.
Exactly.
Yeah, he has to take that risk.
Is it similar to when you get hit in the face? If you see the punch coming, it doesn't really do that much. Same thing with the body?
I don't know, man, to be honest, because I've never been knocked out like that, dude. So
well, I mean, if someone hits you in the body, you don't see the punch coming. Does it hurt worse than when you see it coming?
Yes, it does. It really does, man. It really does. So, like, body shots are, like, the most crucial because, like, you never see them coming, and it's unexpected as well. So when you get hit with those body shots, man, it definitely freezes you for a certain amount of time.
And I've always thought it's interesting. Some fighters will get the medicine ball to the gut and do pull-ups and get punched in the stomach. Some fighters say that's stupid because you're just tightening your stomach, something sometimes you don't do when you're in a real fight.
Yeah, I never do that, man. I'd rather just do my sit-ups.
You're embracing for the impact.
Exactly.
When you're boxing, you're not embracing for anything. You're trying to land something, and it's landing on you.
Yep.
I'm really impressed with Mosley Jr. I mean, the discipline he's showing, keeping the range. He was able to hurt Rosado, but not going for the knockout, content with keeping him at bay, picking him apart. I mean, he really is the matador in there, and he's doing a good job.
And you know,
he's
Freddie
very
Rose,
smart, man. He's fighting very smart in there, keeping his composure, keeping at bay, landing some good combinations, slipping and moving, hugging whenever he needs to. Dude, he's fighting an excellent fight.
And I've seen Mosley Jr. power box this nicely before. He has it in him. You know, it really is impressive when you watch him do this.
you feel that Rosado's a better fighter going backwards or going forward?
No, going forward, absolutely. And that his reputation precedes him. That's Rosado. You know, we know that he's looking for the war, and right now it's Mosley Jr. preventing that war, and he's being smart about it. He's picking his battles.
You know Freddie Roach will be honest with Rosado, tell him he's behind. We're at the point now where Gabe most likely needs at least a knockdown.
Right.
Mosley fighting really relaxed in there. I mean, he's just
calm and precise.
Everything's very calm and poised, not even breathing hard. This is what you want to see in Mosley Jr. against a tough veteran like Rosado.
He looks like the matador in there.
He really does.
We saw against Bektemir Melikuziev, one punch from Rosado could end this thing. Rosado's going to come with everything he's got.
I love that advice by Bones Adam to keep moving to the right. Don't go looking for the knockout, keep boxing. Because Rosado is looking for the knockout. Let's remember, he has the power to knock you out, just like he did with Bektemir Melikuziev. One punch changed everything. And he was looking for that same punch with Munguia, but Jaime Munguia was just too young, too strong, and was able to take big punches.
And he has everything to lose right now. So, like, right now he's going to take a lot of risk. He's going to go out there, and I feel like Rosado's going to risk it all. So, Shane Mosley has to just, you know, keep his composure, stay calm, and just do what he has to do in order to be victorious. He shouldn't be engaging as much as he should. Unnecessary engagements, you know, might cost him.
What a cool, calm, and collected performance from Shane Mosley Jr.
Yes, it is, and I've seen it before. When he was fighting on the Contender, I mean, some of the best performances. I've seen him grow up in front of my eyes. You know, I really was impressed with some of those performances, but then when he got to the big stage in the finale of that fight, he just, you know, he lost all.
Oh, big right hand from Mosley Jr.
Rosado looked like he was gonna go down, but man, Rosado took that shot well.
Yo, Rosado has a chin, dude. He has a granite chin, that's for sure.
He's getting touched up right now from Shane Mosley Jr.
You could see Rosado's hurt because Rosado's holding on tight, but Rosado hides it well. And I love the fact that Mosley Jr. is not going after it, not going after the kill, staying disciplined, knowing he hurt Rosado, but sticking behind that jab.
Staying calm, yep.
You know, Rosado looks like he might be ready to go if Mosley Jr. puts the pedal to the metal. Right as I say that, there's those.
Rosado's never ready to go.
Yeah.
He's never ready to go. He's always trying to set you up with something big.
Yeah.
He's the most dangerous possum you've ever met, I'll tell you that.
Everything smelling like roses for Shane Mosley Jr.
And he's punching so effortlessly, you know, turning his punches, but not really loading up. He's just turning his shoulders. And he's such a tall fighter, wide shoulders, long reach, that he doesn't need to really put much behind him to be strong.
And he don't look fatigued at all. I mean, he looks like he's good. His energy is still good. His momentum's still good. He's not wasting unnecessary energy as well. He looks phenomenal right now.
If he can keep this up, this is one of the best performances I've seen from Mosley Jr. in a while.
Especially when they're training and getting ready for a fight. I know Ryan Garcia, he's been through a lot, you know, mentally, with his depression, anxiety, and stuff like that. So whatever makes him feel the most comfortable going inside that ring is the best option. And he chose Joe Goosen. Joe Goosen is a hell of a trainer. They trained before in the past, so they have some good similarities, and they know what they've done in the past. So I feel like it's a good fit, and I'm excited to see Ryan go out there and perform at his best.
I feel like these boos are a little unfair. Early on, I get it, but these guys are really giving it their all here in the last few rounds.
I think they're spoiled, the fact that they've seen Rosado in so many great fights, and we've seen Rosado get outboxed and then come back and get knockdowns. I mean, against Maciej Sulecki, that's what almost happened. He was getting outboxed, he got dropped, he almost knocked out Sulecki in the ninth round, I believe. So, yeah, we're used to seeing Rosado pull a rabbit out of a hat.
Let's take a look at Chris Mannix's scorecard.
Yeah, pretty easy fight to score through 8 rounds, Todd. I've got 7 rounds to 1 in favor of Shane Mosley Jr. Just controlling the pace in the ring, controlling the distance. Really fighting, as Sergio said, the best fight we've seen him fight. Now in position, he can go the next round and a half to pick up the most notable win of his career.
And Sergio, you thought Shane Mosley might win this fight, but did you think he was going to win perhaps 9 out of 10 rounds?
I favored him, like I said in the beginning of the fight, just because of the natural...
oh, there's a left from Rosado.
The natural advantages that he has physically and with age and the height and reach, and just stylistically, I think this fight was going to be favored Mosley Jr., but I didn't think it was going to be this convincing. I mean, this dominant by Mosley Jr. I'm really impressed by his discipline and his choice of combinations. And it's not only him. I mean, credit to Bones Adams in his corner, keeping him disciplined, telling him we're going to be content with a decision. Don't go looking for the knockouts, because you don't go looking for knockouts against a tough guy like Rosado.
And you know the legacy of his father. A lot of people expect Shane Mosley Jr. to fight the way his dad does, or did. But he's trying to create his own path.
Listen, when I fought his father, I didn't leave my feet planted once, because I knew that it was just one punch can get me out of there. So you gotta pick your battles and pick your wars and know who you're fighting.
Not much time for Gabe Rosado to pull out something dramatic.
still looking for it. He came up short with a right uppercut right there.
Rosado doing everything he can. What does Rosado have to do to set Mosley Jr. up to get a KO?
I would think he would have to open up, throw exactly when Shane Mosley throws his right hand in order to land a good right hand over the top. But like I said, man, Shane Mosley, he has a good game plan. He's landing just, you know, combinations and getting out right away. So he already knows that he has to fight in the bag. All he has to do is just, you know, cruise down easily, dictate the pace, and win this round, and he's good.
That jab has been money.
It's been money, and he's shifting. You know, Mosley's not standing in front of Rosado to land anything big. And look at that, clinching. That's been the first clinch by Mosley Jr., but that's just intelligence right there. Yeah. So he's popping the jab, getting an angle, and shifting, just like he did right there. Just beautiful power boxing by Shane Mosley Jr.
Exactly. Killing some time, too.
Let's look at our CompuBox power punches through 9 rounds. Rosado almost being doubled up by Mosley Jr.
No, right. Right. Stop holding. Hold the box. It's the last round.
In the fighter meeting yesterday, it seemed like Mosley Jr. really didn't know how he was going to perform, how much success he would have. He's like, I'm as intrigued as you are. I just don't know what it's going to look like. Well, he has passed this test, seemingly, with flying colors.
Very impressive performance if he can close out the show with 1 minute left, because, you know, it's hard to give, you know, Gabriel Rosado one clean round in this fight. I mean, Mosley Jr. is pretty much pitching a shot out, and that's very difficult to do against a veteran like Rosado.
Yeah, I don't think Gabriel Rosado won any round, man, to be honest. I think Shane Mosley won every single round.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
And still playing the matador, not letting Rosado bully him against the ropes and get anything started.
Yeah, there's no reason for it, man. There's no reason for it.
Rosado says, all right.
Okay.
He wants Shane Mosley Jr. to throw.
Yeah, he does.
He wants Mosley Jr. to engage because that gives Rosado an opportunity to land something, but Mosley Jr. is not giving him that opportunity. That's intelligence right there. That's power boxing. That's sweet science, and Mosley Jr. is not giving him and not giving in.
Oh, a big right there from Mosley. And as expected, Rosado going to go out on his shield. Great final moments.
That is an A+ performance by Shane Mosley Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, here for the Alamodome, San Antonio, Texas, we go to the judges' scorecards. Here are the totals. Judge Thomas Corazoni has the bout 98-92. Judge Ruben Carrion scores the bout 97-93. And Judge Angel Mendez has the bout 95-95 to the winner by majority decision. And new WBA Continental America's Super Middleweight Champion, Shane Mosley Jr.
These scorecards are all over the place, and I'm not even going to start opening up that Pandora box, but I thought Mosley won this fight comfortably.